Republic is doing the same thing. So no one is there to take the responsibility. Because we are just pointing fingers, opposing blame. But if somebody did something that is bad, you the one there to correct the errors. You are also comparing your bad to that person's bad. Are you thinking? These are some of the problems that we are facing in our community. And it breaks my heart. We are obviously going to have this press conference. The report that they make, the report that they share, was something Kabinda Funga as a person from Tujereng. I cannot understand. Because nearly all the COS that they said, the claims are fake. No more worried anywhere in the Gambia or anywhere in the world, you will think they have did something for my community when they absolutely did nothing. Starting from the mosque. The mosque project was in 2017. This is when before they even know Tujereng. It only means before they know that Tujereng is existing as a community, that mosque was there. We have the first mosque, and we have a scholarship or a sponsor to erect to build a new mosque. It was a full-funded project, and the contract was given to one guy called Lamin in Farato. They demolished the old mosque, and they built a new one in 2017 to 2019. It was integrated. But as the community is getting bigger, we have the first floor. It's not enough. Now the community mosque committee sees to it that we are not enough in the masjid. And secondly, in the raining season, some pray under the hot burning sun or sometimes under the rain. What can we do? Because we have the first floor, we can move it to the second floor. The offerings that come to that mosque is what mold the blocks for the second floor, or the first floor as some people may call it. I participated in that block molding. It was on the 22nd of September 2022. All the village youths were there. The offering is from the mosque. That was before Gaj Company comes to Tujereng. We mold those blocks. After molding the block was more than even enough for the masjid project. The mosque community decided to sort some blocks out and use that money to do one or two things in the mosque. If that is going to take any credit for rehabilitation in that mosque, it may just be the roof. With the VDC, don't make it clear to us how it comes about, because the VDC funded. So we don't know whether that funding is directly, as they said, their social corporate responsibility, or this is the percentage they give it to them. That one is not clear. So if their money goes into that mosque, it's the roof. But bringing a report saying that they sponsor the rehabilitation of Tujereng Mosque is fake. We cannot allow that to go. Secondly, they talk about road. What roads are they talking about? They do not rehabilitate any road in Tujereng. The road that goes to their mining site, the same roads go to the beach. And this road is only motorable to their trucks. That is what they repair it for. The road was better before the so-called renovation or whatsoever comes around. In the raining season, the place is so muddy because what they put there is pure clay without any other thing. Use compactors, compact it around, and then their trucks can move out and in. No ordinary community member can use their car and access our beach in the raining season. The road is just repair for their trucks. And in the drying season, it's disaster. Because that is mud, as trucks are running on it, you see dust going anywhere. It's not even healthy for the community. And they claim that they are rehabilitating the road. If they are rehabilitating the road, which road are they rehabilitating? The road that is not even accessible to ordinary people. You cannot walk with your foot to the beach at a certain point in the raining season and in the drying season. Which road are they talking about? Are they repairing it for their trucks to have access or to the community? There are a lot of claims on their report which I cannot dig into one by one, but as the native of Tujereng, I know some of them are not true, and most of them are fake. VDC, as we all know, are the gatekeepers of every development in every community, backed by the Local Government Act. And when VDC is giving us our reports, go to Zoom Africa TV. Year before last, they are present when we are doing the VDC is doing their AGM. Last year, they are present with many other, how do you call it, media houses. It's on the media. VDC never mentioned that Gaj did it. It is on their report. We did ABC. This is their recommendations. We clap for them because they do something for our community. But we did not know that it comes through the social corporate responsibility of these people. If that money is the social corporate responsibility, what percentage are they paying them? What other benefit is coming? Because they cannot just say it. All their focus is on the social corporate responsibility. Did they have any budget that is there to rehabilitate the place after this? I read that they said they have coconut plantation in Barokunku Beach. It was a disaster. I was there. I was curious. I want to know. Can they tell us that location? We want to see the plantation. And they need to understand that tree growing and tree planting is different. Just using 500, buying 10,000 coconut trees, take it to the beach and leave it there without anybody taking care of it. How can they survive? Tree planting and tree growing is different. So sometimes they just make things nice and insight is deep. Nobody from Tujereng will come and sit on this platform. But I volunteer myself as a sacrificial lamb because this is the concern of the people. And we have to speak the voice of the people. The millions that they pump in, we don't see it. And they need to justify what comes as a social corporate responsibility and what percentage are they giving the government, are they giving the community in percentage and in figures. Because all what we are seeing is figures, flying in the air without any development. And next time when they are giving reports, like Mandingol Kafonyamin, nobody am come free, motinal na afon senen because what are. But people are living and they are living testimonies to all this I'm saying. So let them not claim. And the Alcalo said, the VDC have it in their report. I have the copy of the report. Because every AGM that I attend, I make sure the report that the VDC did, their financial statement is with me. I have their financial statement and their report 2024. I have their financial statement and their report 2023, both in soft copy and in hard copy in my room. But never something like GEA sponsoring this was reflected. That means it's from their own covers with the money that they gain from the sand mining. So why are we having two different stories for the same project? There is no buffer. We have less than 7 meters from where they are mining to the seaside. There is no buffer. There is no protection. This is the exact place. If you look at this hill, that is where you have the black sand. Just opposite this one, you don't have any. We have a lot of pictures and we have evidences. We are not just talking as we want to talk. There is no buffer. We want to know, because we as community members, as concerned youths, we follow to see the MOU and the agreement that is between the GET company and that of our community leadership. But we were never fortunate to see this. We want to know who to hold accountable. Whether GET signed something that they are not doing to hold GET accountable, or whether our VDC neglect us to hold our VDC accountable. But that document was never presented anywhere. We never see it. So that's why we cannot hold anyone accountable. The only thing we can do is to raise flags and ring bells for people like you people to come to our aid, because we don't see the agreement. Before GET, it was Jingon. I was looking to see that agreement. I follow it until I see it. On Jingon's agreement, they have 5 meters radius from a tree. There should be no mining. Like if we have one tree here, 5 meters radius, a big tree, there should be no mining. And all our baobab trees are dead and buried. We don't even know where they buried them. We cannot even pay our last respect to our baobab trees because we don't know where they take them. That was in there. Motorebu Road, when Jingon was there, I still have that contract agreement with me. Before GET, it was Jingon. So I didn't start this today. The voice was not out, but I was doing my digging. Before GET, the company that was managing Tujereng was Jingon. I have their contract agreement and everything. And for themselves, they fail everything. They are owing the community more than 1.5 million. Since they ceased operations, they ceased to pay our money. They are still owing us, not just GET. So like my brother said, it's not just about GET. We are not witch hunting anyone. We are fighting for justice for our environment. What are their rehabilitation plans? Did they have any special bank account where they put the rehabilitation fund? Even if the government change or regime change, they cease operations, that funds can come back to us. Because this is what GET does. We will do this. They bring fake promises. Sorry, Jingon. They bring fake promises to the community and we accept it. We sign contracts. All the things that are in the contract are all tampered. And when the contract is between the VDC and that of Jingon, GET comes in, they are owing the community. They don't pay our money. And all the plans that they have for rehabilitation dies like that. We don't want the same scenario to happen. If GET is mining and they say they are doing responsible mining, let them tell us where is the fund. How many percentage of that money is going for rehabilitation? Did they have a special account for that? Who is in control of that account? What are their plans? As environmentalists, this is our take. I will not repeat what Mustafa have already said about the farmlands, about the water, because they are person blame. Before GET comes, a lot of people are mining, and the farmlands, to be honest, are gone. Some of them are gone before GET comes. I'm speaking, but I have to speak the truth.
Of course.
We are not betraying anyone. Most of those farmlands that we are talking about are women's sorrow. Together, like right now, at first, people have food. In the rainy season, everybody go to the swamps we normally call furrows in the Gambia here. That's out by the coast. That is the best location. This is where we have our baramanos and our rice. But now all those ones are gone. If GET says that they didn't do that in Tujereng, I will confirm that yes, they did not. Because Jingon was there and other companies were there and other foreign investors. All those, that place was waterlogged before they come. But they add to the pain. This is what we also need to understand.
Definitely.
And in Tujereng now, you can be walking around and see wild crocodiles. We never experienced them before. The ones that are in Sanyang, the last time I went to Sanyang for a decide, they told me it was by God. I feel like laughing because they don't know how they come about. But they forget to understand that in the rainy season, all the waters are connected.
Exactly.
These crocodiles were parked in the big land Jame Reserve in Barakungu because he wanted to have something like that he had in Kasam, in Kanilai. So all those crocodiles are there, and now no one is feeding them. Jame is gone. They are in that fence. And when it rains, all the water to Tujereng, the topography is slow because all the water goes to the seaside. And now with this mining, you have big holes, you have big pits. Now the water is connected from Tujereng to Kartong. Some places are never dry year in, year out. So the crocodiles now move. So places where you never experienced crocodile, you see them now today, you say, oh, God brought them. But how did they come about? God did not bring crocodiles from heaven to Tujereng or to Sanyang. So this is the actual problem of the people. We need justice. Definitely. We need accountability. We need to know how many percent is coming to the community. Social corporate responsibility is beautiful. But what of the place that you are destroying? This is the $1 million question they need to ask themselves. And God is not just taking this blame. All of them, all the miners that have come. But recently, what these people are doing, I want to see this place filled. Of course. That is my main priority. That's why I sent this picture to go viral. I want to see this place filled, the biodiversity to come back. And this is not just disturbing the community, but it's also disturbing the youth. Everybody is talking about the illegal migration, but what are the pulls and the pull factors? These are things that we need to think about as a country. More monies are pumped, IMO and all that. There's a back way stop. We try to motivate each other. We as youth, yes, we do. But what are the pulls and the pull factors? I am from a local community in Tujereng. I have my beach bar restaurant by the beach. Europeans that normally come to the Gambia come for our green things. Some of them are bought in Senegambia because that is where you have all kind of noise and everything. They want to come to the inland to at least enjoy it. But how can they be enjoying at the beach when there is a big mining? At the end of the day, noise, no biodiversity, because even the big bar restaurant owners complain about that. By then we have a thick forest in this place. You have a lot of birds and animals. Bird watchers are attracted to the environment. But now all the tourists that are coming for bird watching are actually not coming. This is simply because they have no bird to watch. It's suppressing small businesses. And they go behind the scenes. There are some big bar restaurants that you know that they even have to demolish part of their big bar restaurant and give them a new building just inside, taking them by the coast. Giving them some money behind the scenes, trays of canned drinks, building showers for them. How, but did that make sense? You destroy my big bar restaurant, you build a shower for me. Who is coming to the beach to swim in that, to take bath in that shower when they cannot even access the beach? Some of them will shout, talk. At the end of the day, they give you something behind the table. You are mute forever. You are mute forever. So if I want to speak, I will speak till tomorrow. I think I could just have to end it here. But this is really difficult for people of Tujereng and that of the coastline. Badakungu, we are victims and we need justice. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lani.
So on that note, we now call on Mr. Usman Sanyang from Sanyang Village to also deliberate some of these situations.
Good morning to you all. My name is Usman Sanyang from Sanyang Village. As my brothers mentioned, we are all from same coastline, Sanyang Tujereng and then Kartong. So we all facing the same problem in Sanyang and then in Kartong, in Badakunga as well. So, but we are not against mining. We are asking for responsible mining. We are asking for transparency and accountability. You know, in Sanyang, you know, we face a lot of destruction when it comes to mining, when it comes to fish meal factory and other environmental destruction happening. So it's time for the government to step in. Giving contracts for these people to come and mine anyhow they like is not acceptable. It's very wrong, and then we'll not take it any longer. You know, in Sanyang, you know, you can see, like, you know, my brother said in Tujereng, the same thing is happening in Sanyang. You know, we have not seen nothing from these people. Likewise, you know, you have Jinkon, you have Unity Mining, you know, they came to Sanyang, they destroy our environment. But at the end of the day, you don't see them anymore. You don't see their promises. They don't do nothing for the community. This is very sad. So we are asking for the government, you know, and then asking for all the civil society to join us to make sure, you know, we restore our environment back. You know, like, you know, you can see more than 4 hectares of land, you know, is totally destroyed. Nothing can happen there again. So what we can do now, you know, is, you know, these people to come back to this place and then restore all this place as usually. And then, you know, let us put something there that can benefit the youth, benefit the community. Because I've been saying, like, you know, these people, normally they come through back way, as, you know, my brother said. They will come and then, you know, offer our people, you know, some grants, money, and then some, you know, some stuff like that. But the community is not benefiting. So meaning certain people are benefiting, not the entire community. So which is very wrong. Like, you know, we said, you know, our elders are not educated, you know, we can know, you know, they are not educated. So, you know, you just come with money, 200,000, 100,000 is to them. So they sign and then they don't know what they are even signing. So meaning these are the crook. You know, the people comment, the company, they are themselves the crook. You have Guide, you have Unity Mining, you have Jinkon. Jinkon, I can say, you know, is one of the most worst, you know, company in Sanyang and Unity Mining. These people, they have never, you know, do anything for the community. Never. You can go and ask, you know, our community, they have not do nothing for the community. So this, what we are, facing all the time in Sanyang, and then it's out of hand. So we asking, everyone to join us to make sure, we restore our environment back, because it is, it's a very big threat. Crocodile everywhere, and then the birds are, going, so by the, how to call it, our ozone, is also destroyed because of, this sand mining. So we call in the Environmental Alliance and then the other civil society to make sure, we put hands together and then restore our, these areas back. So thank you for now.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we now give floor to Mr. Kemo Fati from Ecological Justice Movement and Gambia.
Good morning to everyone, members of the press and civil society leaders here present. And of course, if there are any community elders, the women and friends of the earth everywhere. I have prepared a speech, but after I have had my brothers speaking, my emotions are running high, and I think that I would rather speak from my heart rather than going with these careful words of selection that will allow us not to antagonize the government, but to speak reasonably to them and to speak with reverence so that they can understand that we are speaking from a moral standpoint. So this speech was actually prepared not to antagonize you, but I will try to speak as much as possible to your conscience so you understand what is going on. Let me not start from far. This report is just one of many. The trade difference between our trading partners with regards to the wood logging registers about $471 million US. That's more than the $1 billion that even Gala was claiming here on the timber. Our government operated on the same systems that the previous administration have put in to loot the southern part of Senegal, which is Casamance. This is more of an environmental catastrophe as we speak. Before we get down to the mining, let us speak to each other about the plunder of our oceans. When I used to be a child, I used to buy yassa. A bonga fish was bigger than my palm, and it could be split into 3 different pieces. And people could actually, a whole family could eat from 3 pieces of bonga. Bonga ol and chalut. Today, our pelagic fisheries resources are so small that you cannot understand. Our ocean has been plundered unsustainably that we cannot really get the grips of it. The Gambian Navy have arrested fishing trawlers that were fishing in illegal areas. These fishing trawlers were brought to justice. Guess what? The National Environment Agency, which is a parastatal that has been, put forward to actually protect us, to serve as a watchdog, the National Environment Agency goes to court hoping to bring perpetrators to justice, only to be told at the court grounds, sitting and waiting, that the state have withdrawn the case. What does that show us? It shows us that definitely corporations and individuals are buying a seat at our policy-making table to override our sovereignty. The government, all the people who are all involved, this is our Gambia. We will all continue to live here no matter what. We all know each other. Some of the people in this room have friends and families that work in the government. But tomorrow, the crisis that is coming, we will all be here to face it. Let us not wait for that crisis to come into effect. We beg you, we ask you. Our forests have been one of the worst. Imagine a place that used to be 100% forest. Even previous administration have made it very clear that let us protect what we have left. In just this short period of time, we have unprotected forests that have been protected years ago. What does that show us as a commitment? The Gambia has been celebrated across the globe for being a climate leader because we have put forward very beautiful documents that work in place. Guess what? Now we are no longer one of those countries because we continue to plunder our forests. So our forest, instead of serving as a carbon sink, our forest is now a source of emitting carbon. We continue to even plunder for offshore oil drilling. When we drill oil within our oceans or, in our water bodies, guess we have seen the oil spill here in Mandinari. We can see how much of an ecological disaster that happens. You all know how much we are getting from tourism. We start attacking the very attractions that tourists come here for. We have to even put a fight for things like, simple things like the monkey park. Why must we have to remind the people who swore to protect the laws of this land that they need to do their jobs? So this is where we are speaking from as a nation and as a people. We have seen action taken by the government in terms of looted assets. We commend them for this. But we also now ask for this environmental justice to take place. It is either now or never. Our lawmakers, the National Assembly, whether you are still there or not, I want to remind you that in the year 2002, you had approved $200 million to replenish the beach in Banjul. Suñ ko doon fàttale quoi, time boobu soo doon dem si kaw tali bi sa wave si dañ la doon dóor si biir moto bi. That means that, you know, the beach around that end has already come close to our crucial infrastructures. And the National Assembly spent a whole lot of money to push it. Today, if you go down to Banjul, we are mining we are mining sand. I'm not against mining, but for Gambia, no sand must leave the confines of this place anymore. You know, when we mine, let's use it for our local use. You know, when there is a 1 meter sea level rise with all this climate change, our capital, half of it will be below water. We will lose our crucial mangrove ecosystems, and the women will lose their float plains. This is a doomsday scenario for us. We are one of the most vulnerable countries when it comes to the harsh impacts of climate change. How many times do we have to echo this? For the past 8 years, we have been here. What we have restored in the past 8 years is far less than what the Ministry of Environment has degazetted in 1 day. So we are destroying faster than we are replenishing. Only 40% of the Gambia is now under forest cover, and of this 40%, 80 to 90% is degraded in some form. Our elders will tell us in the Gambia here, you will find lions, lions and antelopes, you know, leopards. All of these things were things that live in our forest. Today, to see an ordinary rabbit is hard. That simply means that a time will come when your children might even struggle to see lizards. The desert is creeping in slowly. Sooner or later, the entire Gambia will turn to desert. In places like the North Bank, where I'm from, there are 3 species that are missing. You know, they are almost territorially extinct. You know, talol ninnetol side, it's hard to see those. You know, mampatol, it's hard to see those things. Kutufingo, when was the last time you went to the market and bought kutufingo? Some of these kids don't even know solom anymore. All these fruits and these things is the biodiversity that helps to keep us here and give us the required health and nutrition that we need. But now we have neglected everything with environment. Only when the last tree is cut, the last river is poisoned, then we will realize that we cannot eat money. This is a sobering reflection that in a relatively short period of our history, most of our larger wildlife species have disappeared together with much of the original forest cover. The survival of the wildlife still remaining with us and the setting aside of protected natural habitats should be the concern of all of us, because it will be tragic if this priceless natural heritage, the product of millions of years of evolution, should be further endangered or lost just for the want of a proper concern. This concern is a duty we owe to ourselves, to our great African heritage, and to the world. This statement I'm reading to you was written by Sir Dawda Jawara in 1977, close to 50 years ago. He has warned us of today that his government solemnly declares to pledge their untiring efforts to conserve for now and posterity as wide a spectrum as possible of our remaining flora and fauna. What we are doing, we are dishonoring the Banjul Declaration. We are dishonoring our great statesmen who have warned us about times like this. When will the Gambia start to work together? When the ships don't sail and the planes don't fly and the cars don't move, then we realize that we have nothing but each other. When are we going to build that unbroken chain of human cooperation? When are we going to act out of conscience? These are the moral questions that we are asking. And I will go back to repeat the demands of the Gambia Environmental Alliance as stipulated within my speech. So we therefore firmly call a national moratorium on all coastal and inland mining until an independent science-based environmental audits are completed and restoration plans are implemented. We also call for an independent environmental audit of all ecologically damaged sites with full public transparency and community oversight. We also want a legislative inquiry into the issuance of licenses and extractive licenses and regulatory failures that violate national and international laws. We also want concrete restoration commitments, like he has mentioned, so that institutions like the NEA also should be helped to be independent. We have smart people within those parastatals, but there is influence everywhere. Gambia Jamomo in your London. That's why, we had one of these leaked voice audios. The guy told him that, yeah, this one I will share with my minister. We should stop from those kickbacks. We saw what happened here at the Ministry of Fisheries. These things are paining the citizens because our lives are at risk. We will be the ones who will be here to pay the debts that the country is taking after those people have passed on. So this is our responsibility. We will not fail our children like we have been failed in terms of handing down environment. The environment is not something that you own or possess. It has been borrowed for you to transfer back to the younger generation. So with that, I will end my speech, and I call on the government's immediate action to respond to the demands of the Gambia Environmental Alliance. When we go around the country, I saw big billboards with the President Barrow, and the inscriptions were written, with this new dispensation, power resides in the people. I want to thank President Barrow for that, and we, the people, want to let him know that we believe his statement that with this new dispensation, power resides in the people. And that is something that they have honored to the ladder. So we now put them to task and ask them to act on these things swiftly and decisively and let the perpetrators be brought to justice. Thank you very much.
You mention your name, media house you are from. The floor is open for questions.
Actually, local language we need is
Okay, so I'm gonna
Okay. All right.
perfect.
the bar focal comme alman transferring agreement oje alla mo te nyalo koy ba de sen ta de ko ba on side in gaje so fade de enquiry ke pour yo ko no fi dale ba to alliance ali kamo men na gali asa bo because c'est quoi les follow up la previous agreement on oje you know for follow up ke in either both parties.
Okay, I guess Ilanyum question is very important so that more base are understand. Nengo offer it was an oversight, not in the previous because VDC can change. Jingon Mining Company in VDC Miyasolo, all they are no more. But that document was accessible and I still have a copy. But the new government, the new VDC, in 2022, all the name got a contract was signed. Jingon was there with the former VDC. Guide comes with the new VDC. So in new VDC, we do it. Even the people that write the report, when they come to Tujereng, many reports to call it the journalists, they meet the VDC members, but it was difficult. At some point, there was an agreement which was populist, but there was no signature. That was not authentic. It afulante when Muhammad as company like Gach and a community like Tujereng, you said this is an MOU or agreement, you don't copy it. That copy could just be a draft or Moses or anywhere and write it. I have never seen a signature to call it a document with signature card and the two bodies all bind together. And even the journalists, many document on populist. They have been coming to the community. Like for everybody to know, they have coming to this. They have been coming to the site. They meet the VDC members. They meet the task force members. They meet community youths like myself that are conscious and want justice for the environment. And the one thing that they are always looking for is that document that can seal everything, but it was never presented. So instead of Maman document on you follow, even journalists cannot have it.
Because
My question will go okay. Do you think that government should involve in independent parties in terms of signing this contract, because you get to know of that. Some of these they are in for their pockets. Sometimes they forget the community that they are representing. And these contractors are also in for them. So they neglect the people that are going to be affected. Do you think that there should be independent parties that needs to review this contract before they get to sign?
Well, basically, I think that, when it comes to signing of any agreement, there needs to be, some kind of engagement, not just formalities. So when the right people who are concerned within all the parties and the structures that have seen this, I don't think that we should have any problem. But you have to understand one thing is that there is a way to always override the sovereignty of the people. And money has become the god of many nowadays. So, for example, when the issue of Golden Lead came, youths were arrested in Gunjur. And we have seen that because parties were benefiting more than the other ones, some will even go and counter each other. So in the place of Tujereng, those that are close to the mining companies or those that have underground things will even be against him. In Sanyang, you will see people be against him because those people are people who are benefiting. That's why when we speak, it is not about the legalities or the terms of the document. When the truth that speaks can only be proven in the confines of a courtroom, justice becomes a performance, not a principle. So that's why when you speak to me about laws and contracts, I speak based on human morality. What's in the heart? That's where we're speaking from. That's the ultimate truth that speaks to even you yourself before you use your skill to eclipse or the contracts and put in hidden clause that cannot be substantiated or that cannot even be implemented. The law has become a skill to eclipse the truth. That's what we have seen. So this is where we are talking from. Not necessarily, whatever is in that contract might not even work even properly for the future generations. But just because the parties who are currently here feel that it works for them, we take it as fair contract. Is that the baseline to check for a fair contract? These are some of the things that we are saying to look at it from that angle, not necessarily from, okay, this is what the law says, this is what this says. No, it's time that we include morality in our doings. This is a country where 90 to 95% are all spiritual people. You either have 90% Muslim and 10% Christian. I hardly see anyone who's worshiping idols here. So if we are a nation of believers, let's act like it. Let's not just speak with God with our mouths, but let him dwell in our hearts and guide our actions towards our common good. That's my response to that.
Well, I think that question is already answered because that's why I'm on this platform. We have been ringing the bell. We have been sounding we have been like ringing the bell, sounding this in their ears, and nothing has happened. And today we are here because if few people are benefiting from, we are, like Kemo said, we are not actually against mining. All of us in here are from houses, and we are doing this conference in a house. It's made up of blocks and cement. Sun is present in this building. And all of us, if we live here, the houses that we are going to enter, there will be sun. And most of us youngsters here actually want to develop and build our own houses. We are not against mining because development and mining have to go simultaneously. But we are asking for responsible mining. And the sand that are mined within the corners of the Gambia stays in the Gambia to benefit our people. This is what we are asking for. So we as a community, what we actually do to make sure we see all this, one, we follow the leadership. We don't go in fight with them. We don't fight them. We don't go in a fight. We follow them in all legal methods that we can. We want this, we want that, we want that. And if they are not willing to open up, then we do what we can do. This picture, nobody sent me to go and take it. But today is on the banner. So this is exactly what we wanted. At the community, you have the leadership. And like Kemo said, especially Tujereng in Jenjul Kilong, everybody is related. You will say that I am not in a good time with Muhammad or Kemo, or we are not that very close. But everybody, the whole community intermarried, everybody is related to everyone. If you start speaking, sometimes if some people come, you have to bow your head down because they are elders. But you are not against them as your elder. You are not against them as your father. You are not against them as your mothers. You are not against them as your grandparents. You are against the system. The cap that they put on their head, that is what you are against. We need transparency, we need accountability, and we need justice. This is what we are fighting for. And what we have as a tool is our voice. They can't take that from us. So as long as we are speaking, justice will one day come, either now or ever, or later. Slowly but slowly, that's the belief.
Do you think before this war comments, the comment that VDC have been told about the repercussions about environmental impact?
Well, if you must understand, if other communities are speaking, you hear someone from Kartong saying our elders are not educated. You hear someone from Sanyang saying almost the same thing. When they say that, I smile and just bend my head down. Because when we are talking about education in Combo South, Tujereng is a hub for education. The lead negotiator at COP level, at COP level for mitigation is from Tujereng, is Malan Sambu. And the same Malan Sambu happens to be the VDC vice chair and the head of environmental committee. They know environment more than myself. These people are leaders. These people have been serving the government from level to level. But in within themselves, we can know that there is a fracture, and nobody wants to come out to clear it. We as youth have the voice to come and clear the air. One thing about Sanyang and Kartong, they may have it as a weakness because maybe their elders are not exposed. Their elders may not be educated, but Tujereng is a completely different scenario. Our elders are more educated than us. Because in education, we believe that in the whole world, you have 3 educated people. One is the elder, that see day before yesterday, see today, and see yesterday. We have elders in Tujereng that have that wisdom. They see day before yesterday, they see the environment day before yesterday. They see it yesterday and they see it today. We only see today and yesterday. So that means our education is far below theirs. 2, the educated person is someone who travels a lot. Nearly all the members of our VDC and our leadership have been traveling across the world, going to conferences, going to countries, going to regions. And some of us just stop between Tujereng and Banjul. So when you come to that part of education, they should be the one to treat us because they see other side of the world. And the third person is someone who is educated in school, as we call it. Some of them are with their doctorate degrees, the blue masters. Others that you know that when you talk about education, you see their face everywhere. So Tujereng youths are not educated. Our elders are more educated than us. They see yesterday, they see day before yesterday, they see today. They have traveled wide and far. And they have the degrees that we are actually looking for. But nobody wants to talk about it. So saying about education, I think that is just for Sanyang and Kartong, not for Tujereng. They actually know. Because if the lead negotiator of this country, the whole Gambia, on mitigation is from that community, and part of the VDC as the vice chair, and also the head of the environment committee, I am no one to sit here to talk about this. But like I said, Tujereng is a community of very diverse people, and people are intermarried. At some point, you wouldn't like to start a fight between yourselves. At some point, you wouldn't like to start a fight because you are him and he is you. But we as young people, this is what we see. We still respect our elders. We still value them. There's no way that they can talk to us on the street and we even dare to look into their eyes. But when it comes to community matters, as long as it has to do with the community leadership, we have to face them. Because we have to be fair to ourselves. All of us, most of us belong to different political parties, but we castigate the governor, we castigate the president. They are people's fathers, because maybe they are not doing one thing or the other that we want them to do. So if our own leadership in our own communities are doing the same thing, we want to go move because we are directly connected to them. That means we are the ones that are making the more problems. So this is where it comes in. We as youth of Tujereng are not educated. But what we have is our voice, and that's what we are using to make sure that change comes. Thank you.
I would just like to rebut that the youths of Tujereng are in fact highly educated. There is a Green Up Tujereng team there. The youths of Tujereng are eco-conscious. They understand the threats to their future. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. So be it with their masterate degrees or their doctorate degrees, you the youths of Tujereng know better what the future holds than those people who are going to be responsible for the decisions that affect our future. So do not refer to the youths of Tujereng as uneducated, since they are standing very much to preserving the future that we are actually all calling for.
I withdraw my statement.
Thank you very much.
In your perspective, apart from the environmental damages, do you think the life of the children of Congo South are at stake? I'll quote in Mandela. Like, let me say it in Mandela. I'll quote that aspect. Utumodi kama Congo South in Tangier, but they geologists. A very young child will go into the water, will show you how to swim. Now you highlighted that sometimes you see what crocodiles do. Those children, do you think their life is safe when they are back?
I think that is a rhetorical question. Their lives are not safe. How can you even get to the beach when you don't have accessible road to the beach? That is the first thing. No one allowed their kids to go to the beach, especially in Tujereng, if they are not with an elderly person. When we were young, we used to go to the beach by ourselves. But now there is no accessible road. GEA can be our witness when we have these coastal cleanups. Tujereng is the main problem because obviously when their trucks are there to collect the garbage, they don't even have a road. So when these people are talking about what are they talking about? The lives and the livelihoods are not secured. Somewhere that you can be walking and find a crocodile, that means if you are walking, you have to be in a group at some point. So it's not just about the children, it's about the women too. They are vulnerable. At least one guy can stand one crocodile, but that is when the crocodile is not even fully mature. And you see it before it sees you. The biodiversity is going. Tujereng Beach is not just the water. We are just born recently, but what we find in the community, the beach is not just about the water. It's about the life and the livelihoods that are surrounded in that environment. Having a warm Sunday bath, a bath under the sun, and birds singing behind the scenes. This is the best song that you can ever hear. But now all those songs are gone. The environment is depleted. The other side is waterlogged. Now we even have to create bridges in Tujereng. Like from the main community, getting down to the beach, at some point we used to use these old car tires to make a bridge for people to cross, to have access to the beach. Because when they are doing mining, they don't even consider this is a road that people need to use. As their machines are coming, they go across, but in parallel with the wave, going directly. And when they are gone, they don't backfeed. And this place, when it rains, is waterlogged. Some places, year in, year out, there is water. Even the beach bar restaurants that are there, they are suffering. Because if people actually want to go to the beach, they cannot access the beach. What is the other alternative? You cannot come to the beach and you leave your car like 200 meters or 100 meters on the highland and you're at the beach. You don't even know what is happening to your car. So it's not just even about people of Tujereng, it's about people that actually want to have access to the beach and have a good livelihood. Like Emo rightly mentioned, now it's hard to see rabbits. But by then in Tujereng Beach, you will be there and you'll be seeing antelopes. I see them more than once. What happened to our marine turtles? By then, year in, year out, you see marine turtles coming out to lay eggs. But where are they now? They are all gone. So this did not just disturb the people of Tujereng, not just the children. The men, the children, even the environment, the birds, the biodiversity, everything is destroyed by this mining. So this is actually, it's like I said, it's a rhetorical question. You already know the answer because maybe you want to hear it from me. But Bambol Badao Daka Moyano is not safe for kids. Not at all.
Thank you very much. I think, Mustafa?
Yeah, if we don't have any more questions, then we have a conclusion speech from
Maybe Bibi will do that. But when it's yeah, you can really give it.
I am saying thank you to Mr. Kewafati. Lamin, your story really touched me, and it touches everybody, I think, here. Likewise, Sanyang. Because for us, Gambia Environmental Alliance, we have been going around, and all this scenario they're saying, we have witnessed them. Because we even have conduct interviews with women, with villages concerned about these problems, and they are all authentic. Definitely, it really touched me when you speak. Kemo, thank you very much. We need people like you more in the Gambia. God bless you abundantly. So these are the demands that we, Gambia environmental demand for. We have 6 different demands, and one is national moratorium on all coastal mining, and 2, independent environmental audit for all affected sites. 3, legislative inquiries into contracts and regulators violations. 4, public disclosure of all mining deals and EIAs. 5, reparation for affected community, including women. 6, prosecution of violators in public office or private enterprises. These are the 6 demands that we demand the government to do for us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think it's fine now. Just to remind you all, because we said we have a long action plan. These demands will also be submitted to the because we have a ministry line that is responsible for mining. That is the Ministry of Petroleum, Energy, and Mine. So we'll be submitting this our petition to them, and also we're submitting a demand also to the National Assembly because you had us talking about legislative inquiry, which can be done by National Assembly. So we'll definitely channel these things. to make sure that we fulfill necessary demand before we will get to another level of the stage. So this to let everyone know that we are very glad once again to have all the media present here. To be honest, these have really shown that, especially I'm so amazed that most of the media present here are all young people. This really shows that our future is in safe hand if we definitely continue to work together. So we definitely thank you all for coming, and we really appreciate your presence here. Thank you very much, and have a great Friday.
Thank you.